Hey everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of the Custom Lobby. I'm JT, and with me, as per usual, is Justin and Tyler. Gentlemen, how's it going today, guys?
Going well. How are you guys doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's good to see you again.
Yes, sir. I'm doing well too. Today we have a really awesome episode for you guys. Um, we're going to be talking about some games that we believe need to make a comeback in this day and age. This ranges from games that just have been dormant for a while. Some of these games are still currently making, new iterations, but maybe they've changed in style. Others are forgotten or lost to previous generations. We have a whole variety of games that we're going to get to. Each of us are going to kind of share our picks, and I'm really looking forward to it. Some of these games I wasn't expecting these guys to talk about, and some of them, it makes a lot of sense. Do any of you guys want to start off first?
Dude, Tyler, how about you just address Transformers first? Because I have no idea. I didn't even know there were Transformers games, dude. Like,
Yes, there are.
Oh
what?
my gosh. Okay. Okay, so let me dude, where do I start? Okay, so I was always a big Transformers fan, like as a kid. Like this before even the Michael Bay films came out, like I still watched like the Transformers like movies in the 80s. Like before Megatron was Megatron kind of stuff. Like I watched like the OG Transformer stuff. I loved it. Michael Bay films came out and I was like, this is awesome, like, like everyone else, right? There was a
Yeah,
couple other, like, Transformers shows, specifically, there was one that was, like it was, like, the Transformers Armada series, and there was a video game that came out of that I just played a lot of as a kid on the PS2, and then the first Michael Bay film, became a game. It was kind of like a not like open world, but, like, you could go select when you wanted to do the missions, and you could just run around and blow up the city, and, like, you could just drive around, like, it was just so much fun, and I was looking up, like, when's the last time we had, like, a good Transformers game? Because ever since then, they've made a few that were based on the Michael Bay films that were very loosely based on them, and they weren't very good or very well received, and, like, the most recent console Xbox game still came out, like, years ago. Um, and I just think that there's so much potential that they have with the characters, with the lore, like, you know, say what you want about the films, but, like, as a video game, like, there's so much that they could do that they haven't. And I can't believe that we, like, haven't done anything yet. Like, we haven't done a remake, we haven't, just done an original game that but there's been some, but it's been a few years, like, since then. Like, Fall of Cybertron came out, like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years ago. Like, I thought it came out recently, but I looked it up and it was, like, a little bit further back than I thought, like, on the 360. Like, I was like, "Oh, it's that long ago? Okay."
yeah,
Um,
no, dude, those games, the War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, both of those
that's what it
games
was,
came
yeah.
out in the 2010s. So there's two of them. I think War for Cybertron is one. Maybe Fall of Cybertron might be the sequel to that. But those came out in the 2010s, dude. That's actually kind of wild. It's even
Yeah,
longer than that. So
Wait, so
yeah.
you guys are talking about Transformers games? Because I'm looking, I see Dark of the Moon, Revenge of the Fallen.
yeah, so those are
Uh,
the
Yeah,
the
those are
games
loosely
based on
based
the movies.
on the Michael Bay
okay, are
films.
you talking about the Transformers the game from 2007?
It's called
Yeah.
Transformers War for Cybertron. That's one of them, and then the other one might be Fall of
Uh,
Cybertron. Yeah.
dude, I'm like,
But
Oh,
those
yeah.
games
I'm
those
enamored.
games were single player and had multiplayer, I think,
I
and,
see.
right,
So,
Tyler?
the Transformers, the game that came out in '07 was based on the first Michael Bay film. And then there's another Transformers game that came out in 2004 that was, like, my favorite one, and everything else after that has been, like, loosely based on the, like, Bay films or, like, just kind of random whatever, not a whole lot going on.
Which one came out in 2004?
It was just called Transformers.
Oh yeah, I see it.
There's
Based
a
on the
lot of
Yeah.
Transformers
Transformers games.
Armada anime. Dude, I didn't even know this was it's obvious, right? It's like a kind of a big franchise, and like a lot of the games on this
Like,
list
how did you not know
actually
about them?
are like from like some of the ones that I have listed are like from franchises of the same era that like have just been like companies still own the rights to these and they can make games for them. They just are refusing to or don't, and it's like, bro, come on. Or some of them are like, some of the ones I want to bring up too are I don't really like the style or direction they went, and I want more of the old way that they did it. You know, old head boomer take. But no,
Yeah,
this is kind of in the same vein. Like,
there's literally no reason, at least none that I can think of on the top of my head, where they can't make a new Transformers games. Like, there's no rights issues to, at least to my current knowledge. There was
Yeah.
recently a Transformers game, Transformers Reactivate, which was canceled because the studio that was developing it, they had massive layoffs. But I remember the trailer for that being showed, I think, at the Game Awards, and it looked extremely hype because it was like about like a future war on Earth where humanity is losing, and then
Mm.
they have to get like they have to reactivate the Autobots to kind of help them out in the battle. And apparently, it was going to be kind of like in a similar vein to War and Fall of Cybertron, where it was like a third person action game with a single player story, I believe. And unfortunately,
Wow.
that is no longer going to be happening. But that
okay,
was announced in 2022.
yo, I actually have
Wow.
kind of a little bit of an answer for this, unless there's other information I haven't seen. I'm doing like a cursory Google search because I'm probably the least informed on this stuff right now. But just for everyone listening, so Hasbro owns the rights to the characters and the brand, but a lot of the games that came out are owned exclusively by Activision. So
Yeah.
like the older game,
Mm.
but because Activision got acquired by Blizzard, now it's so like that license with Transformers didn't go over all the way through. So Hasbro has the license now, but they don't have the license to reproduce any of the older games or sequels to them because they're technically owned in the Activision umbrella. Not, I can see why there's nobody making games on this stuff because like the legal like black hole that exists. Like Hasbro could technically give the rights to somebody else to make new Transformers games, but they can't be in the same vein as the Activision ones because Activision has like some intellectual property protections. There's like a 3-year agreement with DENA, for mobile games currently, but nothing has come of it.
Yeah, that's
And
interesting.
that's
I don't
yeah.
see why that would be an issue because, like you said, Hasbro should be able to allow other people to develop it, which is what they were going to do with Reactivate, right? But then, for whatever reason, Splash Damage, I believe, is the company. They had massive
Yeah.
layoffs, and then they just canceled it. But the gameplay for that game leaked, and it looked incredible. So I'd recommend
Wow.
looking at that sometime, guys. Well, maybe I don't recommend looking at it because then you'll be sad that we're not getting a new Transformers game. But it looked really awesome. So, it's really sad that we're not getting any. That's like a franchise that you would think would have more games. They just, a lot of them are stuck in time or hard to come by or get, which
Yeah,
is
or
sad.
just not very good or anything.
What was that mech game?
Yeah.
That Armored Core. Imagine if we got like an Armored Core Transformer style game.
Oh, that'd
That
be
would be
so cool.
awesome.
That would be awesome.
It would be really cool. Shout out to Megan Fox.
This freaking
She
guy,
may or may
dude.
not be the reason for me liking Transformers, but anyways.
I, I'm not afraid to admit that I grew up on the Michael Bay Transformers because yes, the animated series, it's such a classic and I totally respect it. I need to watch it, but I grew up during the time where those Michael Bay Transformers movies were coming out. Like the first one came out and it blew everyone's minds. I remember that so clearly. It was just such a big event when the Shia LaBeouf ones were coming out. Not
Yeah.
so much the Mark Wahlberg ones and
Yeah.
everything that followed, but
My little brother was obsessed with Transformers movies and Real Steel. If you know what Real Steel is, yeah,
yes,
dude.
Dude,
That.
Real
Real
Steel was awesome.
Steel. Fun fact, that's directed by Sean Levy, who did Deadpool and Wolverine
Mm,
and Night at the Museum. So crazy.
yeah,
Wow. That's a lineup.
cool, dude.
Yeah, he worked with Hugh Jackman in the past, so it makes sense that he teamed up with them for another movie. So that's
Ah,
cool.
That's kinda
nerd,
cool.
nerd. Okay.
Yeah, we're all nerds. Dude, that's so funny.
No,
Justin,
what's up,
want to share your first one?
dude? This might be kind of a hot take for like more recent Pokemon fans, but something I want to see make a comeback are like the pre 3D Pokemon games. It's like I know this is kind of cheating, right? Like we want it's games to make a comeback, but it's like Pokemon makes games like every year, right? Or I should say
Yeah.
like Game Freak,
Yeah.
Nintendo, they publish games every. But I want I want to return to form, bro. Like the Gen 3, Gen 4 Pokemon era was the best era of Pokemon. And like that might just be my the hottest hot take since the hot takes episode, but you know, I really miss, and part of it
Mhm.
might just be nostalgia, but also like I don't know, like a lot of the games that have come out from Nintendo recently just or I mean Game Freak have just not hit. And there's a similar game that came out. It's actually just like straight a Pokemon Gen 2 clone called Dokimon. It's on Steam. It's a creature collector and it's in that Game Boy Color style, and I've yet to beat it. I'm playing through it right now. It actually just released in 1.0 because it was in early access for a little bit. Not for that long, only like 3 months. And then he just finished it recently. It's a solo indie dev. And so I have yet to beat it. But like I'm playing through it and I'm like, yeah, like this genre aged really well. Like the fact that this game does not look anything up to standard to like modern graphics doesn't matter to me, dude. Like creature collectors of that era need to make a comeback, I think.
Yeah.
It's just I miss
Yeah.
it. I miss that style, and I feel like they focus too much now on like I don't want to say coddling to children because these are kids games. You know, these kids are made for
Yeah.
everybody. But we need a more like focused Pokemon game on the fans that made them as popular as they are. Like, you know, we grew up with this.
Yeah, like they're not made for the iPad kids, you know. They're
Yeah,
they're made for
Yeah.
people who
we
grew
need
up
a
on them.
hard,
Yeah.
gritty Pokemon style game. It doesn't have to be like rated M, you know, it doesn't have to have like the craziest story, but I want a challenging Pokemon experience where I can be like, you know, up late at night or at work or something. Like I'd bring my thing to school. Like imagine the Pokemon Go era, but like on a mobile phone. Everybody's going crazy over like a new Pokemon game. That would just be so cool. I long for that. I
Yeah.
long for that again.
Honestly, dude, I don't even think it's that hot of a take because a lot of people miss it, man. I know a lot of people who talk about it, and I just see it online, like just people kind of clamoring a little bit for them. And also, I part of it's like the lack of innovation in some of the newer Pokemon games, but people, they're not the biggest fan of some of these newer 3D Pokemon game releases. So, I mean, it'd be
Shallow
kind of nice.
story, shallow gameplay. It's way too
Yeah,
easy. It's just like,
yeah.
bro, I get it. Like these are introductory games for like children, but like what about all of us who are fans who still buy your games and pay for all of these products to be made for that target audience? Like we need something. Give us some substance, please.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Please.
Pokemon is such a huge brand. You would think maybe they would do some, a little bit more spin-offs, or they would do
Yeah.
maybe like they keep the 2D Pokemon as like a series because I know they do spin-offs, right? They had Arceus, was it Arceus where it was
Yeah, the
like
Legends games.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so and then they obviously had this is really old school, but like Mystery Dungeon, right? That was one of them.
Dude, yes, and those games were hard. I like the Mystery Dungeon games.
Yeah, I remember liking it too, but they had like they still do different types of Pokemon games. Like I know Detective Pikachu's not that old, but like if they keep it like one like spin-off series at the 2D style, kind of like what you do with Yakuza, you know how there's like an action RPG, but then there's also a turn-based Yakuza, which I think that one's like Yakuza like a dragon. It's
Yeah.
like if they do that for Pokemon, but with the 2D and the 3D, I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
that's a good one, man. And honestly,
They're
that
too
doesn't
busy
break the rule.
suing the guys who made Power World to make their own games.
Yeah, I know, right? For real, they're worried about the wrong things.
Right.
But yeah, no, I don't think that breaks the rules. By the way, I mean, these are some games that we want to see come back in, like a classic, true to form, or how it was in the past. Because games have, man, so many games have evolved, I should say,
Yeah.
so much
Some games you think have
over.
gone in the
Yeah.
wrong direction. We'll be talking about us with some of those.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, my first game is kind of an old one now, which is really hard to believe because I played it when I was much younger. Is Resistance: Fall of Man. This is a trilogy of games that are stuck in the PS3 era and have not gone anywhere else. I think you can play the third and final game, Resistance 3, on PS5 via cloud streaming backwards compatibility with PS Plus. But other than that, I don't think you could play the first or second game uh with not even like you can't even stream it. You would need to have the physical copy or digital copy for PS3, which is really sad to say because this franchise is amazing. For those who don't know, Resistance: Fall of Man is a first-person shooter that's by Insomniac Games, the guys behind Ratchet and Clank,
Wow.
and of course Spider-Man. They made the
Yeah,
two
yeah.
Spider-Man games. These guys know how to do action. They know how to do adventure. They know how to do drama and suspense. And believe it or not, they knew how to do first-person shooters because the first two games I remember being so incredible. I would play custom games with buddies because there was 4 player. I think it was 4 player couch co-op. I definitely played with one other buddy, but there was couch co-op, uh, custom games, and I think there might have been a multiplayer component. I didn't really play too much because I was so young, but the storyline for this is so good, dude. It's like about these insect-like aliens invading Europe in the 1940s, 1950s. So it obviously has like the World War II element behind it, and just
Mhm.
the old times with an alien invasion. You don't really see that much. You always see like sci-fi movies and games taking place like in the future or in modern day, but this takes place all the way back during World War II. And it didn't even take place in the US in the first game. Like it took place, I think, in London, but, you followed US troops because it's like a resistance, like they're trying to
Mm.
fight back and take over, and take back, Europe. So, fantastic games, can't recommend it enough, but they always tease it, man, they tease it. Like, Insomniac has posted, "Happy anniversary to Resistance," or, people are always asking about it, and, with the day in this day and age, there's a lot of remakes and remasters and collections and ports. It's like Resistance is like perfect for that. You could even just port it over, you could remake it. There's so much you can do with it, but I know Insomniac's kind of busy with Wolverine because they're going to work on the next Wolverine game. So I know they got a lot on their plate, but it'd be
Wow.
cool to see them come back.
Yeah,
But
this game was really a hidden gem, and it was one of the few PlayStation 3 games that I actually got the opportunity to play before I totally just jumped ship and went full PC gamer. So I
yeah,
mean, like, I don't know if honestly, if we got more Resistance Fall of Man and it came out on PlayStation, that might be the one game that gets me to buy a PlayStation, bro. Like I need more of
dude.
that series. I need
Dude.
more
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
real.
Yeah.
Tyler, have you seen anything of Resistance before, or not? Not really, because I know you're an Xbox
I
guy.
always see it a lot. I hadn't played it, but I remember seeing it, like, on the shelves at GameStop a lot. Um,
Yeah.
I didn't spend a lot of money on video games. I had, like, a select few games that I actually played growing up, but this was a game that I was like, "Oh, that looks cool," and I just never
Dude,
picked it up.
alternate
Yeah.
history stuff just like is so sick to me. I really like
Yeah.
there's like a whole it's kind of a dead trend now, but like around the end of last year people were talking about like what if Rome had like an industrial revolution? And I was like, dude, that would make an awesome game series. Like
It
from
would.
dude. And then I was actually straight thinking
Wow.
about this game and I was like, dude, World War II aliens and then like Call of Duty kind of has like their own alternate history take with like zombies and stuff and it's like
Yeah.
we need more alternate history like modern storytelling and trends and themes like going like blast to the past like just fun stuff that you don't have to think
Yeah,
about
very
too
cool.
hard like aliens in World War II just it's so cool bro like it's just cool
Yeah,
it's just sick
it's just so awesome. It's like a
Which is what the
crazy
game's supposed to
fun.
be, which is
yeah
fun and
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and PlayStation has the market locked down when it comes to third player, third person, single player, story driven games, right? But man, they haven't had a first person shooter since Resistance, since Killzone. It's been a while. So this would be the perfect time to bring it back. Even if it's like at a port, even if it's a port or even, a remake or a sequel, they could do so much with this and they're just kind of sitting on it. I hope maybe they'll rethink that
dude some of
in
my
the
favorite
future.
games like Assassin's Creed Wolfenstein BioShock Fallout like all of those series are
Alternate
all
history.
alternate history like
Yeah,
they're sleeping on this genre
they
dude
are.
what are they doing
I don't know, man. But
dude
Justin, let's go
Sleeping
with your
on it.
second game, good sir.
okay we're just gonna bounce back okay dude actually
Yeah.
I'm glad this is my second pick because Tyler could probably add to this one, but I really want another Half-Life game. I know we got a Half-Life Alex, but it wasn't the
Yeah,
same. It was just like
correct.
it was a
I
VR
know everyone's
game.
waiting for Half-Life 3.
Yeah, dude, I want another Half-Life style game, and luckily my appetite has been satiated a little bit. There is a game out currently that is in early access called Abiotic Factor, and it is very Half-Life inspired, very Half-Life inspired, but it plays more like Minecraft. So like you're in a facility similar to
Mm.
Half-Life. Spoilers, by the way, if nobody's played Half-Life. It's been 20 years. Get on it. But
Yeah.
like, so in Abiotic Factor, similar to Half-Life, you're trapped in a facility. You're actually in Abiotic Factor. You're a like a maintenance worker and not a scientist, and you just have to like survive in the facility. And it's a survival game. So it's like the Half-Life like plot kind of thing, but it's different gameplay. And I really want like that action shooter gameplay. Even though I get a little bit of my fix from this game, it's not Half-Life. And that's not to rag on the game or anything, but
Yeah, yeah, it's just different.
yeah.
I haven't gotten around to Half-Life simply because I just got into PC gaming. I know it was on the 360 with the orange box, I think collection is what it
Hmm.
was called, right? But
Still a
I
thing you
can't
can
wait to.
get, by the way, I'm pretty sure, on Steam.
Oh, that's
The
so
Orange
funny.
Box collection.
I definitely want to get to it, and with Black Mesa and with the release of Alex, I've been even more hyped to do it. There's just so many games, dude, but I definitely Half-Life
Wait,
is
you
a
can
must
still
play.
get the orange box.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, you can. And now yeah, now I can on
We love
PC.
Valve, guys.
Um,
We love Valve.
I know they just
Dude.
dude, they should make a third one, bro. They
They
really
never
should.
will. Gabe Newell is allergic to the number 3. There's no Dota 3.
I know,
There's
no
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 Counter
Left
Strike
4
3.
Dead 3,
No Left
no
4
Left
Dead
4 Dead
3. Yeah,
3, so
it's over.
sad.
They do that
Should at
on
least get
purpose.
to Left 4 if they could get to Left 4 Dead 4,
Dude,
how hype
speaking
that
of,
would be.
that's not even on the list, but like, can we get a Left 4
Oh, I
Dead?
know.
Get
Just
like
all the Valve games, dude, all the Valve games,
all
just
the
make
Dude,
it
Valve games.
yeah,
all the Valve
yeah.
games. Just all the Valve games.
Just give us Dota 3.
Oh.
Oh wait, that's Deadlock. Just kidding.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god, when is that coming out, dude? That's been in
Dude,
early access
actually,
for a minute.
okay, so kind of a small side tangent, but apparently there's been okay. So you know how that game kind of got teased or whatever, and then like people were starting to get invited to it, and then people were playing it,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Dude, this is crazy." So apparently there was a super secret build of the game that was like a beta of the beta, and it got leaked, and then Valve was like, "Crap!" Like this is actually kind of funny, and so instead of like being like there's no such thing as a beta. Like everybody has access to the they then updated the game recently and added some of the content that got leaked. Like that's just a W. Like instead of being
That's
like
fun.
instead of punishing the people that leaked it by accident, they embrace it and we're like, yeah, sorry, we were hiding a bunch of stuff from you. Here's the content.
That is
It's
pretty
just
cool.
cool.
That is
It's just fun, dude. Like they know what they're doing.
I love Valve. I love Steam. I love PC gaming. It's been great. Tyler,
Mm.
what's your second game, good sir?
Okay, so mine is kind of less one game and more like a franchise, I guess. I guess
Uh oh.
Transformers was too, but like a Lord of the Rings or like a Shadow of War game.
Yes.
So I've a
Yes.
couple of things here because there's kind of a lot to unpack. So like a Lord of the Rings RPG would be so good, like following the main story because there was the old games that came after the movies came out that were like really fun. They were like really good games. Like I have a lot of core memories with that. And then like Shadow of Mordor was great. Shadow of War was awesome, dude. I played so much of that game when it came out. And like
Mm.
and then the only other game that I can think of that came out was like the Gollum game that was like terrible.
Oh God, we don't
And I
talk
remember when
about
that
it.
came out and I was like, why would they make this? Like who wants to play like I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. I understand why Gollum is important. I know why Tolkien wrote him. Like to me he's the least interesting character as far as like a video game. Like
Yeah.
why are we basing an entire game on this character? Like there's so much that you could do and you to me you chose like the worst option. But um the best part about the Shadow of War games was the Nemesis system that Warner Bros
Hmm.
has patented.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys know about that, but
Yeah,
that
that
basically
was
is they
kind of
have
a
like a
big deal when
sophisticated
it dropped. That I remember
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah, and it's like I remember playing the game and I was like, this is so cool that the system works and it's in this game and like Warner Bros just has a patent for this
Do you want to explain it
and it just
for those
doesn't
who don't know
exist
what
in
it
any
is?
game. Oh yeah, so it's basically I'll read the Google definition for it. Sophisticated AI that allows NPCs to remember their interactions with the player and develop unique personalities and relationships based on those interactions. So it's different from just a character in the game remembering things. It's like a character in the game that exists and will make decisions and do things outside of
Yeah.
where you are in the game.
So like JC, let's say you
So
fight
you'll be
somebody,
like
dude,
playing it.
and then like
Yeah,
you don't kill them, they will remember you and like they will level up and come and find you to fight you again
yeah.
stronger than they were before. It's actually such a
Yeah.
cool concept. Like
It
I wish more
it was
RPGs would do
so
that.
fun.
Well, they can't because it's
But
patented,
Warner Bros. Hasn't
unfortunately.
patented it,
Yeah.
and we can't.
No, I played
They could,
Shadow.
they
I
just
played.
can't do it the same way. They could.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
well, they'd probably get sued knowing Warner Bros, dude. But I played Shadow of Mordor a good amount, and I remember when I killed somebody, the people that were like next in line like knew what I had done and whatnot, and how they prepared for my like
Yeah.
arrival was insane, dude. I was like, oh my god, they knew that. Like, it was tough. You know what I mean? There was consequences to what what you do. Dude, did you hear that they were gonna have that out canceled Wonder Woman game? They were gonna have the Nemesis system in Wonder Woman, but then that game got canceled.
Dang.
So when we'll see the Nemesis system return, who knows, right?
Hopefully not
It's
long enough so
But
it
also
gets.
but also that and just the Lord of the Rings RPG in general. Like, I feel like
yeah.
there's a lot of untapped
I
potential
think
for that
Amazon Games
on
announced
both of
like in
those.
2023 that they were working on an like an MMORPG, but
I think I
there's like
remember that.
no news since.
I think I remember that. Yeah, because
Mm.
Amazon were really going in on developing games, and then they kind of slowed down on it because some of them didn't do too hot, but they're still kind of in the mix because of they just re-released New World, their new Eternum edition or whatever. But yeah, I'd like to see that come to fruition. Makes sense because they do, Rings of Power, right? So I wonder what they'll do with a game. Hopefully better.
Ugh,
Hopefully it'll be a way better.
Hopefully better, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
got chills in a
that's
bad
my
way.
thing.
Yeah, like you could tell, like you could sense a ghost coming or something.
Yeah,
But
but oh, dude,
have,
imagine a Lord of the Rings game in the style of Kingdom Come Deliverance or even Baldur's Gate. Like,
oh, that'd be so cool. Like
Dude,
or
that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, that
Baldur's
would be
Gate
so
or
cool.
Elder Scrolls, dude. Like imagine a third person, first person, like RPG,
dude,
single player would be cool. Or did you guys play Lord of the Rings? I think Conquest. It was like I
no.
think it was called Conquest. It was like Battlefront, but for Lord of the Rings. I hope that's the name. I could be wrong, but it came out during the 360 days, I think. Or maybe original Xbox. I'm about to look it up right now. Lord of the
Yeah,
Rings
Lord of the Rings
and Conquest.
Conquest, yeah.
Oh, it was epic, dude. I remember that.
There's another Lord of the Rings game that was, it was, like, turn-based. I don't remember what it was called, but you weren't playing, like, the main characters from, like, the story. You were, like, a side character, but you would, like, meet the characters. I don't remember what it was
Oh,
called. I
that's
gotta
sick.
find it,
Was that Lord of the
but it
Rings
was really
Online? Is Lord
cool.
of the Rings Online turn based?
I don't think
No,
it
it was
is.
an older game. It wasn't online. What was it called? Oh, Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. I think it was that one.
Woo,
When did
pretty
Yeah,
cool.
turn-based
That's sick.
role-playing game. It was on Xbox and GameCube and PS2.
2004? Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
That definitely needs to
Dude,
make a comeback.
yeah, that game was cool too. Yeah,
Lord of the Rings Conquest was a 2009 game made by Pandemic Studios and published by EA, dude. That was when EA were releasing banger games. And Lord of the Rings in like the Battlefront format, dude. Oh, I remember that being so
EA, the
good.
publisher, not the game dev, though, right? Who was the
Right,
game dev?
right.
yeah.
Pandemic.
Oh, okay.
Rest in peace. I don't think they're around anymore.
No.
So sad. But yeah, that was a goated game. So many good Lord of the Rings games. An MMO or just an RPG in general makes so much sense. So that'd be really
Yeah.
cool to see.
They were
But
defunct in 2009.
Pandemic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was more recent than that.
No, 2009, dude. The last game they came out with was the Saboteur.
That's so sad.
That was the
Every
same
time I
year
saw
the
it,
Conquest came out.
I maybe only played a few games by them, but every time I saw that logo, I was like, bro, this is gonna be hype.
That's why we never got Battlefront 3, actually, now
Yeah,
that I
that's how
think
you
about
do.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, moving on to my second pick, it's like a double whammy. I put them together because they're very similar in terms of gameplay and in terms of the genre. Is Infamous and Prototype, two third-person action adventure games where you play as a hero or villain. And Infamous is made, I believe, by Sucker Punch, if I'm not mistaken. They are
Yep.
the guys. Yeah, they're the guys behind Ghost of Tsushima and the upcoming Ghost of Yote. These guys are a really awesome developing team. All of their games are really fun. Infamous, I just remember being able to upgrade your abilities and then being able to choose if you want to be a hero or a villain. Was such an awesome concept, and like obviously it's still done in games today, but
Yeah.
not
This era
nearly as
like
much.
kind of did that a lot, like the Mass Effect
A
series with
lot.
Paragon and
BioShock,
yeah, and
right?
BioShock.
Even
Yeah.
BioShock, lesser extent BioShock, right? But you would still be able to do it where it would affect the gameplay. If you went bad in BioShock, you would get more gear up front, more currency up front, but then you would have worse standings with other people.
The
You know, like
plot
there were
implications were like
correct,
yeah, there was actual
correct.
consequences. Yeah, and like
Yes, and the
Fallout was doing this too, like with the karma system. Yeah, I mean, this
yes,
whole
yeah.
era had like the whole you can be good or bad, you know. I really
Yeah,
miss
and
that.
we're getting a little bit of a comeback today because you could do whatever you want basically in Baldur's Gate. Decisions, I'm guessing in
Yeah.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I haven't played it, but I heard those decisions kind of affect gameplay. If I'm not mistaken, Justin, you
Yeah,
played
like
it.
there's like an infamy system. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we're getting a little bit of
Mm.
a comeback with that, but Infamous, but in the superhero
Adam
genre,
Fall
and
too.
just
Indie game. Sorry, just
Fall.
another one.
Yeah, no, you're good. There's a good amount. There's a good amount. It's making a little bit of a comeback, but as far as superhero games go, this is a big one. Being able to not just that, but being able to power up your character and having that power fantasy across an open world city, causing destruction or saving people. Fantastic and Infamous, and the same can be said about Prototype. But what was really cool about Prototype was that it had a little bit of a horror element to it because it was like kind of like a disease, or it was kind of like an illness type of power that the character received. And they made two Prototype games. The second one came out a couple years later, and it didn't perform as well. But I think part of that had to do with the marketing, because I didn't know about it. I knew about the first game, and then when the second game came out, it was kind of like out of nowhere. But it added a new protagonist, and the original character came back, but they squared up for whatever reason, and that's an Activision title. It's under the Activision banner. They did port it over to PS4 and Xbox One, but because of rights issues, I think they took it down. So it's a little bit harder to come by. And Infamous is just kind of stuck in the PS3 with the one spin-off in the PS4, and we haven't really gotten anything since. But it'd be nice to get either sequels or, a port or a
Infamous
remake.
Second Son was like peak Infamous, bro.
You
I
think
want,
so? I
yeah.
liked it, but I don't know
It's
if I
like
liked it
their
better than the other.
second highest rated one for sure. But
It's
I liked it.
good.
I
It's a
watched
good
Cleveland
PS4
play
game.
it all the way through. I haven't played it, but I watched Cleveland play that one all the way through. I did
It
not
was
watch him play
fun,
the other
dude.
ones.
Sucker Punch knows how to make a really cool open world, dude. They they
Yeah,
they just know how to do it. It's but yeah, I miss those games so much.
so good.
But
Yeah, Prototype was fun. I played that at a friend's house when it came out. Um, and I was like, dude, this game is so cool. And then they just didn't. Like the second one came out, yeah, like kind of out of nowhere, but dude, it was fun.
yeah. Dude, you would be able to cut people's limbs off. You were fighting the military. It was
I
nuts. You
remember that.
Dude,
jumping from
Oh, yeah, my
yeah,
parents would have not liked that game.
jumping
I
super high distances. It's
I just
insane.
miss games that like actually had consequences for your actions, bro. Like
Yeah.
choices matter, you know, even in a subtle way. Like it just changes the and and we get
Yeah, dude,
RPGs nowadays and nothing matters. Like like you play the whole game and nothing matters the whole time. That's why Baldur's Gate
Dragon
was such a
Age,
big deal.
Veilguard.
Dragon
Dragon
Age
Age.
Melgar. Yeah.
Yes, sir. But Justin, do you have another game for us, sir?
Dude, okay, so this one might not be on a lot of people's radar, but Smite. It's a
Ooh,
MOBA. It's a
yeah.
third-person MOBA. It's kind of different from the other MOBAs because you actually like control the character with a WASD. Deadlock actually adopted more of Smite's style of gameplay than like leaning into the Dota style, which is like clicking on the screen to move your character.
Yeah.
And like I know Smite 2 came out, but it just isn't the same. I want that the old era of Smite. I actually don't know when you got into the game, JT. Was it when it came out on console?
Yeah, it's when it came out on the
Ooh.
Xbox One.
I was playing Smite. Dude, Tyler,
Yeah.
this actually might this might blow you away. Try not to say last names, but do you remember Cameron C?
Yes.
Dude, I played Smite with that guy. Like way back in the day. Him and Nick
Dude,
and Kai. Dude, I played Smite with like everyone that we went to high school with. That was like our jam.
I
We would
think I
just
remember
meet.
you coming into class talking about it.
Dude, it was so fun, dude. Old Smite just hit different.
Wait,
Before all
is
the
the second one out?
microtransactions. Yeah, it is out.
It's out? I didn't even know
Yeah.
that.
Dude, it's not great. They went the whole Overwatch route where like not everything ported over. This is
I
actually
knew about
when we
that.
talked
I
about
heard
it
about,
when we
yeah.
talked about it being announced, JT, this is one of our biggest worries. We both collectively agreed on this. We were like, if they go the Overwatch route and don't transfer all the skins over and all that, I know it'd be a lot of work. They're gonna they're gonna anger so many people.
It did not, dude. Because toward the end, they
But
were saying these skins will carry over toward the
yeah,
end of its life cycle, but
but
not all. Like the crossover ones, dude. Oh my god, you spend money on it and then you don't get them back. It's dude.
but at
Brilliant.
least they kept Smite 1 open. So I mean, there's the caveat there. Like they didn't do that with
Oh, they
Overwatch.
did?
Yeah, like you could still play Smite and
I
not
didn't
Smite 2.
know
Yeah.
that.
So it's like,
I didn't know that.
but like, why would you play Smite 2 then if you have so like you all your time invested into Smite? It's like the whole situation with OSRS and RuneScape 3. Like everybody just wanted, you know what I mean? It's kind of going down that same route where like everybody just wants to play Smite.
Well, like how much more can you update Smite if you're working on Smite 2? You know what I mean? Like what are they?
I don't know. I don't even know. They might just abandon it and drop it altogether and just let you play it. But like, I don't see how that's financially viable. You know what I mean?
That's what I thought they were
It's
gonna
just
do, but
it
like
seems like a
I don't.
mistake.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
I mean,
more less on
Smite
the
2 had so much
controversy, and
potential.
I want
Yeah,
old Smite back. Even the Smite we currently have that isn't Smite 2, like
yeah.
it just doesn't hit the same as it used to.
I
Back
thought it
when there
was
was
like a
only Conquest and only Joust and only Arena. Those were like the three game modes. That was back when I started playing. That it was so good back then, dude. So good.
What do you think if Smite 2 just was like a graphics overhaul and then they slowly but surely added every character into the game? Would you have been okay with that? I don't know how drastic of a change it was.
No, because I definitely dropped Smite before Smite 2 was ever announced, just because like it. This is the problem with games that in introduce like hero style elements to a game, like League of Legends, Dota, Smite. Like I know Dota 2 is very popular. They update that game so slowly that like, the meta doesn't get shaken up all that much. But like in Smite, they
Yeah,
release a new character like once every month or two. So like
yeah,
eventually power creep. Power creep is the biggest problem with like hero shooters or like the hero character genre in general. And like I just got sick and tired of having to like learn all the new characters and it's like, well if I don't play this character who's OP, like everyone that I spent so much time and invested in and bought skins for, like they're just pointless now until they get buffed. I hate that. I
I
hate
hear
that
you.
about like the genre.
Yeah,
And
no,
it's
that makes
really hard
yeah,
to balance that. Like when it comes to hero stuff in general, I think like if you just have a set amount like Dota does add new stuff, but it's like okay, every couple of years, right? So like yes, it gets stagnant maybe, but you know exactly
mm,
what you're getting into and like the time invested isn't completely wasted because like the character you played 5 years ago is pretty much the same as it is now. Whereas like in Smite and League and even Valorant and stuff like that, that just isn't the case. Things change so often. Like if you take like a prolonged break for a couple of months, you're missing out on all the changes that it's just too much, bro. It's too much.
no, that makes
Sorry,
sense.
that was a little bit
Um,
of a rant, but I want the old Smite
no,
back.
no,
No,
you're
you're
totally good. It
good.
makes sense, dude. It makes sense. I have a similar game that that I'm going to share in a moment. But Tyler, what do you have for us?
Okay, I love how it just kind of changed genres like every time. But
That's
Guitar
fine.
Hero,
Guitar Hero.
dude,
Yes,
Guitar Hero.
yes.
Teak.
Okay, a few reasons why. Obviously, like it was so much fun. It may be half the reason I know all these classic rock songs.
Yeah.
But like, it's not like the last one we got was like 2010 or something, like 2009. Like it's been so long, and
2015.
like we had like the Rock Band games that came out from like the other from different developers, like for Wii and stuff like that, and like there's still other rock music. Like I don't know, like there's so much music out there that they could do games on, and so it's not like there isn't material to build it off of. And so I think it's a lot of untapped potential because nostalgia type games are like really in right now, and like I literally wanna buy a PS2 just so I can buy Guitar Hero and play it again. Like,
Dude,
I just had
Justin,
so much fun with it.
Justin, we don't talk about the 2015 one. That one was that looked awful, and it was a terrible
Yeah,
concept.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
You
it
guys
was the
remember?
last release.
Yeah, it was the yeah, technically it
Yeah,
was,
yeah,
but
I know what you're
oh,
talking
Guitar Hero
about.
Live, I think, right?
Yeah.
And then there's like
Yeah.
live bands playing. It just doesn't hit the same as when you have animated characters that you could like customize and looked
Hmm.
really cool. I liked customizing
And
the
here's the
guitars.
thing too,
You know?
if you play if you go you can play Fortnite and you can play the festival, and you basically are playing Guitar Hero on your controller.
Yeah, I
We
know.
got Guitar
Like,
Hero
this
in
is still
Fortnite before
popular
GTA
idea.
6.
Dude, seriously. Like, it's
Oh
still a
my.
thing that people play. It's still Guitar Hero is still there at arcades when you go to an arcade.
Yep. In
They
fact,
just haven't released, like, a
there's a
console
Japanese
PC
Guitar
game.
Hero at an arcade local to me.
Yeah, at
I
the
almost
arcade that we
spoiled that
went
one.
to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
That's
dude,
what I'm
I
saying. I'm like, why do they not make a new game?
and also
There's so much that
people still play it, man. I saw
Yeah.
this one video that came out earlier this year
yeah.
where he beat a record where he was playing on this crazy high difficulty and he didn't miss a single one. And apparently the specific song was like one of the hardest songs in Guitar Hero history. And he 100%ed it on like and he recorded it. I could think it might have been on a stream or something. It was nuts.
Do you guys
Was it Through the
remember?
Fire and Flames, or is it a different song?
Which one?
Was it Through the Fire and Flames, or was it
It
different a
might have
different song?
been. It might have been. I don't know the name though. It might
Because
have been.
everyone knows of that song because it was the hardest Guitar Hero song.
It might have
Like,
Yep.
been
dude, I
that
play
one.
this song. It
That
was like
game is
the whole
notorious,
thing.
even in other rhythm games like in Beat Saber. That was like a staple song to get added.
Yes.
Yeah, like because of Guitar Hero, like all these rhythm games have that song.
Yo, I was one of the cool kids that had it on DS, bro. A lot of people made fun
I
of
was gonna
those
say
guys.
you guys
Dude.
remember this guitar grip for the Nintendo DS?
Yes.
I'll show it on screen. But
I was playing that shit with my pen. Or no, I had a
Oh my
guitar pick.
god.
I had a guitar pick too. I had a guitar pick. My hand got sore, I'm not gonna
Dude.
cap, bro. My hand got really sore after long
Oh my
session.
Yeah.
gosh, look at that thing.
yeah, I posted it in the doc for you, Tyler. But I'll post on screen for visual audio listeners. But yeah, if it's for Guitar
Dude.
Hero on tour, the DS game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude.
And it had
On
four
tour is such-
little fret buttons that you could like. Yeah.
Dude,
So funny.
on
Dude.
tour.
Fidget
Such a great
game. Fidget game, bro. Like
Dude,
ADHD
such a great
simulator.
game.
Yeah, ADHD simulator.
I played that game so much. That is so funny.
Yeah, dude.
On tour is
Guitar
actually
Hero
a really
overall.
good name for that. For
Yeah.
on the go on tour.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Clever,
Yep.
clever. Better than live.
I know. Oh my! Who thought that was a great idea to have real people? It's so dumb, dude.
Although I don't know if
Make
you guys.
another game with new music and
What's
same
up?
thing. Like, they should just make a new game just like they did before and
Dude,
just do like
Lego Guitar
2000
Hero.
Rock or something. And like,
Oh god.
okay, I
Lego
played
guitar.
I played Lego Rock Band.
Yeah, Lego Rock
And
Band.
that game was so much fun.
That was a thing. I forgot about.
Yeah,
that.
Lego Rock Band was part of the joke.
It was so fun.
Dude, people switched over to Rock Band so quick, and I'm like, bro, Guitar Hero was the shit. And then
Yeah.
when they emulated Rock Band and they had like the band, I was like, okay, this is really awesome. But even though it's kind of like a clone, you know, like the obvious follow-up.
Lego Rock Band was still 2009. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was so long ago, dude. Dude, I remember having the
So long ago.
accessories, dude, like the drum set, the mic for Guitar Hero World Tour, I believe.
Yeah.
So good. Dude, Guitar Hero Aerosmith, that was actually pretty awesome spin-off. Like there's
That was
so
fun.
much potential, man. It's so sad. But
Yeah, definitely.
my next game is a little bit timely, and I'll go a little bit quicker with this one. But Friday the 13th, the game, that game needs to have a massive comeback. It was recently announced earlier this year that they're going to be the people who own the rights to Friday the 13th are going to create this new platform called Jason Universe, and it's going to be like this all-in-one like hub where you can like buy Friday the 13th apparel, you can stream Friday the 13th content, you could buy video games and stuff. Like it's like an all-in-one hub for Friday the 13th, and it's supposed to come out either later this year or next year. And they just revealed the art, like what Jason Voorhees is going to look like in Friday the 13th soon, and they released it like I think just today or yesterday, and that had me thinking if they remade or rebooted the Friday the 13th game. Tyler, I've played it with you before, but Justin, have you ever touched the game?
Like the 2019 one?
I believe so.
No.
It was so much fun. It wasn't.
It was fun. It was
It was
cool.
a so much fun,
Yeah.
dude. Hot take, dude. This is probably another hot take of mine, but I don't care. I'll admit it. Better than Dead by Daylight. There, I
I was gonna
said it.
say, is it better than Dead by Daylight? You took the words
I
right out of
think
my mouth.
so, and here's why, right? Because in Dead by Daylight, you do like you obviously have to do the generators,
Don't tell
and then
Devin
you
that.
obviously
Hmm.
you do the generators. And then you have to like get people from being hung, and whatnot. But
Yeah.
what was really awesome about Friday the 13th was that it was like 7 or 8 camp counselors versus Jason. And there were multiple ways of escaping. That's not just the generators or not just finding the key for a locked door. There was more to it. You could
Yeah.
get a car to escape. You could start up a car by getting the car parts. You can call the cops and then wait for them to arrive at a location. You could even kill Jason if you do enough steps and you damage him and you work together as a team. There were
Yeah,
so
that's
many things
sick.
you could
That's
do.
cool.
Yeah, and like it provided some
Yeah.
hilarious moments. You can escape on a boat, but Jason's kind of fast in the water. Like you have to be sneaky, and just the environment was so funny. It wasn't scary, but like it provided a lot of humorous moments and really tense moments.
Yeah.
But the problem is that they were going through rights issues with the guy who created Friday the 13th. Plus, it was kind of jank because it was a double A studio and it just had glitches galore. So
See,
yeah, mix the glitches with the rights issues, and then they had to stop the game.
well, with how indie
Uh,
devs are going, just give it to an indie dev and they'll go crazy.
I know, right? And this is the best time for it to come back, especially with the Jason universe and them trying to make him like very popular again. It'd be the perfect time.
Yeah.
But it would be
I
really
remember
cool.
when you
And
dressed up for Jason as Halloween.
oh yeah,
You
yeah,
won an
I did.
award at like a local bar we went to. That was kind of cool.
That one was actually for Michael Myers.
Oh yeah.
There's my
Mm.
Halloween, which they also need to make a game, but I can't add it to this list because there's not really many Halloween games at all, if any, that are worth noting. But Justin, what other games do you have for us, sir?
Dude, you might actually appreciate this one, but I'm gonna skip a little down the list. Star Wars
Yes.
Republic Commando, dude.
Yes,
Can we
sir.
Dude,
please
yes.
can we please get
Yes.
that game
Yes.
back? I would take a remaster, if not a sequel. I know they came in the Clone Wars, and I think there was one character. Man, I don't even know if I should spoil it. You guys should play Republic Commando. I'm gonna say that right now,
I've
and then
I've
from
beaten
here
it
on,
already.
there might be a small spoiler. No, for the audience, small spoiler,
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm pretty sure one of the characters from Republic Commando shows up in Bad Batch, like Star Wars Bad Batch.
Oh, I vaguely heard about
Yeah.
that too. I have to
So,
get caught up on that.
oh, you haven't watched
Mm.
it, dude? I remember when that
No,
came out, and I was like,
yeah.
dude, have you played? I asked you, have you played Republic Commando, and you were like, yes, and I was like, okay, never mind. So sorry for spoiling that for you, but
No,
a
you're good. I had it.
character.
They showed
It's
him.
been
They showed him.
years. Yeah.
I watched the first and half of the second season. I just gotta finish it.
So
But
a
I
character
saw
from
the
that game shows up in
I
in
s-
the show again, like, and we finally got
it's
an
pretty hype.
answer to freaking
Yeah,
sick,
it's pretty hype. But dude,
Oh,
people were
that's
saying,
cool.
imagine a sequel called the Imperial Commandos or something like that. I'm
bro.
like, oh, that'd be so cool.
Dude, I want this game, and it goes kind of in tandem, but Star Wars Empire at War.
Yes.
I also want that game to come back. I kind of
Is
didn't
that the
include it on the
RTS?
list. Yeah, it is, dude. I
Yes.
still play it to
Yes.
this day. I still play it because
Oh,
it's that good. And the modding community for that game on PC is huge. Like, they keep adding new. There's actually a mod that converts the game to Star Wars Republic at War, and it's just CIS
oh, that's
versus
cool.
clones. It's actually sick. It's awesome, dude. And because computers are way stronger than they were back then, there are mods now for Empire at War that make it so that the battles are like 5 times, 6 times bigger than they were in the old version. So now it's even more chaotic, and like the maps are huge. It's awesome. Great
It is
time.
really cool. Now that I'm on PC, I have to get Empire War again because the
Yeah.
last time I played that, I had it on disc.
And now you
So
can try some mods for it and be like blown away, dude. Yeah,
yeah,
honestly,
man.
but there's no mods for Republic Commando. There's not a big modding community for it. But there's
They
people
did
that want
let
this game to come back, dude. Like, I want this
dude
game.
Aspire they released a port for the PS4 because it's backwards compatible on Xbox. So I think the port only came to the PS4, and I played the hell out of that because I wanted the platinum trophy, and I also did a limited runs game physical edition for that. and it came with like a cool box and some collector cards and stuff because I'm a big Star Wars geek. I got the physical run, very limited runs, limited edition. I forgot what the website was called, but they're really cool.
Yeah.
But so along the similar lines though, I had Star Wars Battlefront. Not much needs to be said about that one. It's just a
Yeah.
classic first-person game, first-person, third-person Star Wars game that showcases warfare so well. And the classic ones and even the new ones had some shining moments in them. But that one, that's another series that's allergic to a third game. They went through 2 different versions of Battlefront and they still couldn't hit the third one. It's insane. But, Tyler, what's another game that you have?
I think this is something that you'd probably agree with me on, but probably Halo. I
Yes.
was so in just doing a little bit of research before we recorded this episode, I was like, wait, when did Halo Infinite actually come out? Because it feels like it came out recently. Dude, that thing came out like 4 years ago,
Yeah.
2021, and like it was good. The gameplay was good, but that was it. It was the story was meh and like whatever. It just was not nearly. It wasn't what it's supposed to be. It wasn't what
Yeah.
we were hoping for. And then I look back further in the list, and it's like Halo 4 came out like I don't know, like 2012 or something, and I'm like, wait, it's how long has it been between like the main like console games like for Halo? Like it's been that long. They have the spin-offs like Halo Wars and the Spartan Assault games, but like I don't like count those really. They're just kind of the spin-off games. But
Yeah.
I think that the world of Halo is big enough that they could do something more like Reach, even. Like Reach was like,
Yeah.
in my opinion, the best one. But
Dude, it's beloved
like,
by many. Beloved by many.
yeah, and it's like there's so much that they could do. Why are they? I don't know.
Bro, they need to give Xbox
I
fans access to Helldivers too.
dude, seriously.
Yeah, but Microsoft sucks. I've said that so many times in our podcast.
Yeah,
Well, that's
It's actually
specifically a
really
Sony
funny.
issue, but yeah, Microsoft does
Oh,
too.
yeah. But I
yeah,
mean, I
yeah.
don't even know if they're even trying for it, dude. Because apparently, when the KOTOR remake was up for grabs, I saw a report that they weren't even really going for it, and it started as an Xbox exclusive. It's like, why wouldn't you try to get that back? Anyways, that was going off on a Microsoft Xbox tangent, but I totally
Yeah,
agree with you, Tyler. Halo, I mean, granted, it's still in the works, right? They're still working on Halo games, but as far as them like reaching out and branching out on other games, it'd be
It's
perfect.
not
You
Bungie
had the
working on Halo still, right?
No, it's
no,
343
Ooh,
or Halo
not
Studios
I was
now.
since.
about to say, bro, Bungie's done for.
Yeah, no, they
What was
need
the last Halo game Bungie did? Was that
it
Halo 4?
was no, it was
Was it
Halo
Reach?
Reach.
Wow.
Yeah, that was probably their
Yeah,
last best game.
tragic.
Mic drop. Anyways,
Dang.
No, actually,
but no, dude. Yeah, dude. They did Halo Wars 2, which is probably the best 343 spin-off, but it's like you could continue with Halo Wars 3, you could do a Halo 3 ODST sequel, you could do a Flood horror game that people have been clamoring about, and there were even talks that they were working on a spin-off games, but they ended up canceling them due to one reason or another. One of which playing like Helldivers before Helldivers 2 came out. Apparently they canceled an ODST like Helldivers game, which is really tragic. But
I feel like that would get really popular because Helldivers had already come out now. I don't know, but
yeah, but it's the Halo IP. It would have sold
yeah,
gangbusters
like they're playing
regardless.
that because yeah,
Yeah.
they had just gotten it first. Then yeah,
Yeah, man. But anyways, we should be wrapping this up soon, gentlemen. We're about to hit the hour mark
Yeah, one
in a
second though.
couple
I
minutes.
actually, I hold up. I had one thing to say actually, since we brought up
Oh, of
Half
course,
Life.
of course. I was gonna let you go. I'll let you go,
Oh,
Justin, with your last one, and then I'll go with one more, and then we'll call it.
okay. But on the Halo
cool.
thing, real quick. Joe Staten apparently wanted to have uh like a player character not like be an empty vessel like Gordon Freeman in Half Life, but like with a sense of humor.
Mhm.
So I was like, it's a cool tie-in
Mm.
there that Halo and Half Life kind of have a little bit of a history, at least in
Yeah,
how
that's
their
pretty cool.
characters were formed. Yeah, it's
That's
just
cool.
a little tidbit because like we all kind of want games from this similar era to make a comeback, and it's like,
Yeah.
where are all these people at, dude? Like they're still alive. Just put them in a room together and make something we want, please.
I know, seriously, dude. But
Seriously.
Justin, what is your last game, sir?
Dude, okay, so Tom Clancy, Rainbow
Uh-huh.
Six, specifically the Vegas titles. Like we need to come back to. They
So
spend so much
Mm.
time on Rainbow Six Siege. I'm tired of it, dude. I'm tired
I
of
know, me too.
competitive
Me
shooters. I'm
too.
tired of hero shooters. I'm tired of all the mainstream shooters that everybody's just milking with microtransactions and
Oh, me too.
dude, I'm so
Preach.
happy for this. I'm so happy for this lawsuit that's going on in the UK and this FTC crap about microtransactions and like
Yeah.
like age verification. I'm so tired of these people. Like honestly, like I play a lot of these games and I like some of these games, but like you guys deserve to be punished. Okay,
Yeah.
this is an angry Justin take. I'm so happy you guys have to pay money and pay fines. Tired of you. Go back and make good single player games. Stop making live services. All right,
Yeah.
live services are fine. They already exist. We don't need more of them. Okay, let's just go back to our roots. And you know what? Claire Obscure, Oblivion, like prime examples that
Mhm.
people are craving single player experiences, especially some like stuff in the past, and we could totally get that with a new Tom Clancy game or like there's so many Tom Clancy franchises that have just been shafted. Like
Yeah.
please get
Pick
like
any
a
of them
Splinter
up.
Cell, like
Yeah.
a Rainbow Six
Yeah.
series or
Mhm.
Ghost Recon, like
Yeah.
any of those could fit this category, man. I just want those games. I want those games back, and I don't want them to be. I honestly don't want them to be multiplayer. Co-op, maybe I'd be cool with it. Rainbow Six Vegas,
Yeah.
iconic.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
I think it was 4-player co-op. It might have just been 2-player.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
good, dude.
how would you feel if they went like the old 360 route and they had a single player and a multiplayer component, but it was not like a live
I did
service
not
game?
play the multiplayer at all in the old game. I only care about the single player. I want a single player campaign story Tom Clancy game, specifically Rainbow Six in this case. But like, I'd be cool with any of them. Please.
No, I would be cool with the Rainbow Six. Because I'm about to say Siege, Rainbow Six single player game. That'd be so awesome. Like you said, man, well said
Yeah.
about Tom Clancy, dude. If you bring back any of those properties in its classic format,
Do not do
I
X
think it'd be
Defiant 2.0, please.
X
Please.
Defiant, dude. X Defiant already was a 2.0 form because the first version was Tom Clancy's X Defiant,
Yeah.
and it was like a lot more. What is it called? Punk style. Oh my god, dude. Rest in peace, X Defiant. I thought you were actually
I don't
okay,
miss you.
but I mean, I don't miss you, but it would have been cool to have you. I don't know, but anyways, guys, before we end the pod, I just want to share my last one. I think is very timely considering Marvel is a little bit on the come up, thanks to Thunderbolts and the upcoming Doomsday and Fantastic Four. My last game that I think needs to make a comeback is the Ultimate Alliance franchise. They made
Dude.
Dude, they made 3 of these
Dude.
bad boys. They made 3 of these bad boys,
Oh,
2
that
of
was
which
so fun.
yeah, 2 of which were on the 360 and PS3. And for those of you that don't know, it was a top-down co-op action brawler with a single player. Well, it had a really good storyline, and you could pick from a variety of heroes in the Marvel roster, ranging from X-Men to Avengers to guys like Daredevil, Silver Surfer. And the first game dealt with like galactic threats like Galactus and Silver Surfer, or not Silver Surfer, Galactus, and then it dealt with like sorcery, like Mordo, Baron Mordo, Doctor Doom,
Mm.
and then the second game was Civil War, where heroes were fighting each other and they were dealing with Shield. That one's a little bit underrated. And then the third game, for whatever reason, years later, they decided to make it a Nintendo Switch exclusive for some reason. So I don't think it performed as well as
Huh.
Marvel and Nintendo would have liked. But it was a completely different art style. It was strictly on Switch.
Who
It
makes these
never got ported
decisions,
anywhere else.
bro?
I don't know, but dude, I asked that question on like a live stream, and no one could answer me, dude. Like one person agreed with me, or like people were agreeing with me on the live stream. Like I think it was on a Game Ranks live stream back in the day, and Jake Baldino's like, "Yeah, I wonder why he was on the Switch only." Like he acknowledged my comment in the live stream, but then he had no answer for it. No one had any answers
That
as
was
to why it was just exclusive. Yeah,
he was totally like looking at HR or what? No, not HR, but like executive marketing, whatever, and being
Yeah,
like
there's like
sliding. He
shaking
was
their head
sliding them.
while
You know what I
there's
mean? He's like, are we
Yeah.
really doing this? I don't know the answer
yeah.
because I go
No,
through stuff like that at work too sometimes. Like stuff will happen, and I just look at my manager. He's like, "Don't look at me." You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, Jake Baldino from Game Ranks, dude. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because the game had just came out and
Yeah.
he did his before you buy or whatever. But I think this might have been a little bit before or after that. But no, dude, I didn't get to play the third game because it was exclusive to Switch, but I definitely played 1 and 2,
Such
the
a
hell out of both
mistake,
of those.
bro.
I
The
Exclusives
know, and
first
suck.
game was so
Exclusives
much fun,
suck.
dude.
yeah,
Yeah.
I understand the purpose for them, but I like when people have accessibility to games. But dude, you know what's crazy is that now these days the rights to some of the characters are probably in flux even for video games. That's probably why the game is having a hard time porting, and also because Activision came out with a lot of these games, and a lot of their games that had like licenses and stuff, they're like all dated. That's why a lot of the games have gotten taken out of the marketplace. We've talked about a couple of them before, I think, like because they were behind the Transformers games, right? A lot of those are like taken out. They're stuck on consoles because of rights, issues. And I think the same could be said for Ultimate
It
Alliance,
was
which is
it was
sad.
made by Koei Tecmo. That's why. So like Nintendo had exclusive rights to it.
That's crazy. Why would Marvel allow that to happen?
I don't know.
But anyways, no, dude, if that game made a comeback, dude, imagine with better graphics, you could still do the top down, and if they got even a bigger roster of characters, or they brought in new other heroes that maybe you see in like Rivals or you see in the MCU, you could do so much with it. There's so many characters. You don't even have to be limited. Your imagination can run wild, barring rights issues. But Marvel should let someone cook because that's a missed opportunity.
For real, dude. Honestly.
But anyways, guys, those are our lists for games that we believe need to make a comeback. But let us know if you agree with our takes. Let us know your gaming franchises you'd like to see make a comeback, and we appreciate you listening. But yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Later.
Thanks, you guys.